Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, as per your respective time zone. We'll wait for 2 or 3 minutes max, and then we'll begin with the session today. Hello, everyone. Good morning, again, good afternoon, as per your respective time zone. On behalf of entire Evosys Managed Services team, we'd like to welcome you all to 21C Talent Management on Oracle Learning Cloud Advisor webinar session. This important session is to keep you fully synchronized with the new features and functionalities as a part of this quarterly release which Oracle provides. My name is Hardik Patel, and I'm an operations manager here at Evosys Managed Services Department. Today, I'm your host for this session, and I'm glad to introduce my colleague Khushbu Patel, who's part of our vast HCM team. She has been working on various managed services projects here at Evosys. Today, she will take us through all the talent management and Oracle Learning Cloud updates for 21C quarterly release. Today's session is planned for around 60 minutes, and we'll make sure that we also leave some time to answer all your questions you may have. So you can use the chat or a question window, which you can see on your screen at the moment, and we'll be happy to answer all your questions. So I would like to take you through what we're going to cover today, agenda of today's session. We'd like to convey you our approach towards the Oracle updates in a very simpler method. We will be taking you through vital analysis for the 21C updates done by our experts, which will help you incorporating new features and updates easily into your system. Also, we'll sync you on any bugs or known issues if there are any. We'll be sharing through some innovative ideas, next-gen managed services, what is covered from Evosys. We'll also sharing that to you. At the closing note, we would like to have a session to be interactive, so please leave your all the questions and we'll be happy to answer them. If we ever run out of time, we'll make sure to get back to you at a later stage as well. So once again, thank you everybody for being part of this important session. The next thing, before I hand it over to my colleague, Khushbu, I'd like to tell you something that how to read each feature summary, how we're going to present to you. This is to give you the glimpse of how we have created the structure of this session. So the list of new features coming into 21C, detailing on features, so you get brief understanding on what new feature is all about. Next one is what are business benefits and the important takeaways for you as a decision maker. And there are 4 important components where we have done in-depth analysis of features, which we are going to present to you today. The first one is an impact level analysis, which demonstrates the impact on end user. If it's a low impact, whether regression testing is needed or not. If it's a high impact, then we might have to we have to opt for regression testing. As we all are aware that there's some features which are by default auto-enabled by Oracle, and there's some which we need to opt for. We'll also cover that part as well. And the third one highlights the nature of each feature. There would be certain configurations which may be required, or some can be used without any changes straight away into the system. We'll cover that as well. And the last one is a quick win. This term we use to simply convey that what is ready to use by investing minimum amount of time and what requires significant amount of time and effort to make use of this new feature. So now I'm going to hand it over to my colleague, Khushbu Patel, and she'll take you through the entire session. Thank you very much again for your participation into this. Khushbu, over to you.
Talent and Oracle Learning Cloud. Let's first see the Evosys statistics which we have prepared for these features. In total, we got 34 new features of 21C, out of which there are 27 which are the quick win features and there are 7 features which are the rest. We also have included the HR optimization features in this presentation, but that is not included in our statistics. The main focus of this presentation are quick wins, so we will try to cover the quick win features first, which are readily available for you and doesn't require any configuration. And if time remains, then we will cover the rest features. Let's quickly move to the quick wins. So first we'll cover the quick wins which doesn't require any configuration. So the first feature is Career Development Secured Employee Search. In the previous releases, administrator could search for any employee in the organization on the career development pages. The worker list of values on the administrator career development page was secured by fewer workers predefined security profile before. But from this release, administrator could search for any employee that they can have access to. The worker list of values on the administrator career development page are now secured by the manager development goal by HR function security profile. So using this feature, you can increase the security of the organization by allowing the administrator to see only the employees that they can have access. If we can see in this picture, these are the pages and these are the secured fields which are secured in these pages. Moving to the next feature, new rating source for talent review manager prepare review content rating. So now you can distinguish the ratings which are submitted by manager when preparing the review content and the ratings that are submitted by the facilitator, which is mainly the HR specialist when conducting a talent review meeting. Talent review meeting preparation is the new rating source that has been added for this rating that are submitted by managers when preparing the review content. If we can see in this picture, this is the rating source, which is talent review meeting preparation. This is the rating source and rating that is submitted by manager. And on the right hand side, this is the rating source talent review meeting is the rating that is submitted by HR facilitator, HR specialist. Okay. So let us take an example to understand this feature better. So if in your organization, you want the line managers also to give the ratings, then using this feature, the line managers and the HR specialist, which is a facilitator, both can give the ratings and you can see that ratings individually. Moving to the next feature, exclude contingent workers from review population search. When creating or editing a talent review meeting as HR specialist, you can filter the review population to show or hide the contingent workers. You now have the option to include or exclude the contingent workers, the non-workers when conducting your review population search. In this picture, if you can see, this is the worker type that is the filter that is added in which you can add contingent workers, employee or non-worker. Let us understand with an example. So if in your organization you have contingent workers and employee both, and you only want to add the employees in your review population, then using this feature worker type, you can exclude the contingent workers as well as non-workers, and you can include the employees in your review population. Moving to the next feature, select owners to notify first succession alerts. Leverage the ability to select the succession plan owners who need to receive succession related notifications. So in each succession plan and administrator type owner, you can now indicate which owner should receive the notification for the role changes of plan candidates and incumbents. So you can do this when you create or edit the succession plan. Edit the owner details and indicate if the alert should be sent or not. If you can see, this is the owner section and this is the send alert section, which you can enable or disable. As a system admin, you can use the HCM data loader to upload the succession plan owner alert info. Using this feature, you can control the alerts for each owner. For example, in an organization, we only have 2 or 3 owners for which we should receive the succession related notification. Then using this owner details, you can do that by enabling the notifications for that 2 or 3 owners and disabling the notification for the rest of the owners. So this will enhance your business. Moving to the next feature, which is date tracking and source for changes to the languages content section entries in the talent profiles. So now you can track the history and source for changes to profile item in the language content section on a talent profile on the profile pages. When changes are made to the languages in the talent profile, you will now see the date tracked history of the changes as well as the source of those changes as prerequisites, the learning outcomes, the development goal target outcome, the goal target outcomes of profiles. So now the user can also see the history of the changes made to the items in the language content section in the talent profile. You don't need to enable anything for this feature. Moving to the next feature, goal management secured employee search. In the previous releases, goal administrators could search for any employee in the organization on the goal management pages. It is secured by the view all workers predefined security profile before. But from this release, the goal administrator can search only for the employees that they can have access. The worker list of values are now secured by the managed performance goal by HR function security profile. This table consists of the pages and the secured field on each pages, which are performance goal, the secured field is worker filter, and etc. for the others. Moving to the next feature, bypass approvals for performance goal subprocess. As administrator in transaction console, you now can selectively bypass the approvals for more performance goal transaction. There are some subprocesses which are added. The parent process is approve performance goal, and there are various subprocesses that are added, which we can see as goal align action, goal cancel action, goal copy action, goal delete action, goal extend action, goal move action, and so on. You can do this without modifying your customizations to the existing auto approve or manual approval rules of the performance goal rule set. These are the new approval process that have been added in this release. If you enable or disable the bypass approval for the parent approve performance goal rule, then the bypass approval is automatically be enabled or disabled for all of these subprocesses. Let us understand with an example. So if in your organization you have approvals for all the performance goal activities and you need to bypass the approval if the employees are deleting one or more goal from the goal plan, then you can use this sub-process which is related to delete action, which is approve performance goal delete action, and you can bypass it without unbypassing any other. Moving to the next feature, which is fewer clicks to launch e-learning from course enrollment details. So now you can launch e-learning with a single click on the course enrollment details page. When you receive a course assignment and haven't yet selected an offering to complete the learning, so this optimized user experience will only appear when there are some following conditions that needs to be met. So the conditions are: the learner has a course enrollment and no offering selected status, then there is only one available offering for the learner to select. Then the offering should be self-paced offering, which should have a single activity that is either Scorm, HSCP, or a video. The available offering doesn't have enrollment for the enrollment approval enabled. Here in this picture, you see the enroll icon. So when these conditions are met, learners will see this enroll button in the message panel on the enrollment details page instead of the select offering page. So before this release, you have to go to the offering page and select on the enroll button. When you click on this enroll button, the course enrollment is updated to in progress. And if the first activity is either a Scorm or a HSCP, the e-learning player automatically will open and content begins to play. If the first activity is a video, then the page will refresh and the video appears inline on the activity details app. So this feature will enhance your design and simplifies the learner experience because there are now faster and fewer clicks to get the e-learning. So this will enhance your business. Moving to the next feature, Scorm limited attempts. Configure Scorm and HSCP content to allow learners a specific number of attempts to obtain the passing score before completing their assignment as not passed. This is the new option for the recorded attempt setting, which previously allowed for single or limited attempts. So navigation to set the limited attempts is you can go to My Client Group, then on the learning page, go to catalog resource, and in the content section, you can edit the content section. And in the advanced setting, you can go to the recorded attempts drop down, where you can set the number of recorded tries. Here in this image, we can see that this is the recorded attempts, which we can set to limited number, and you can give the number of recorded tries as any number you want in your organization. Let us take an example to understand this feature better. So if in your organization, the learning specialist wants the learner that should get more than one chance for completing any content, and it should not be the unlimited number of tries, and if you want to give the some limited number of tries, then using this feature we can set the recorded attempts as 2 or 3 or any much as required. Moving to the next feature, which is purge learning records using HDL. Use the HDL learning record business object to permanently remove the learning record so that they can no longer appear on the administrator or in the reporting purpose. The learning records HDL business object now supports the delete operation to purge, or we can say permanently delete the learning records present in the system that has a status of deleted. The purging of deleted learning records is supported for all learning item types, which can be the course or offering or specialization, legacy or non-catalog learning item, or any self-service learning items. Here is a sample DAT file which you can use for doing this. If you want to purge learning records, you first require to ensure that all the learning items should be updated to delete status. Then you can perform the purge operation on the learning records. So this feature's enhancement is that they can allow the administrator to permanently remove any unwanted learning record data. So this feature can also enhance the reports, which only will show the required data from now. Moving to the next feature, which is HDL learning record business object enhancements. You can now use the new HDL learning record business object enhancement, which enables you to update an offering learning record status from withdrawn to deleted and update a learning record status from active to deleted for any learning item type. So when a course learning record is updated from active to deleted status and has selected offerings, then both the course and the selected offering assignment records are updated to deleted status via a single row using HDL file, unless the course was assigned separately. So for example, when an admin or manager assigns a course and then a learner selects an offering for that course, then updating the offering records to deleted status using HDL would update the course assignment record also to deleted status. So this will save your time and has an enhancement on your business. This new capability let you easily update the learning records directly to deleted status so that they can be disappeared from the self-service view. Moving to the next feature, which is import e-learning completion details with renewals using HDL. Use the HDL to load e-learning completion details for renewing the course assignments. This enables the learners to review the e-learning content of their past completion of a course. So now they can have the past data also of the past e-learning content. Completion details of a course assignment refers to the offering also and its activities that the learner completed in order to obtain the course completion. Loading completion details using HDL is accomplished by loading an offering assignment in an active status and the activity attempt completion to update the assignment status to completed. So using HDL, it will be more easier for you to do this. Moving to the next feature, virtual classroom provider background process changes. Be aware that multiple external provide synchronization job schedule process for WebEx and Adobe, which had the same names, have been consolidated into a single job to simplify the configurable tasks. This means that the learning administrator now have a single background process to schedule when using the virtual classroom providers. This is the schedule process, which is virtual classroom external provider synchronization, which you have to schedule. for this feature. This new job replaces the invokes virtual classroom provider services tab. It creates and updates meeting, adds and removes the attendees from meeting, and also downloads the attendees reports and the recording links. Moving ahead with the next feature, activity views in HCM mobile offline learning app. Use the new learning activity views in the HCM mobile offline learning app to quickly see the activities that still needs to be completed. This is for the mobile app only. In the things to finish tab, you can view all the three activities which are all activities, the things to finish, and complete activities. The things to finish will include the default view until the assignment status is completed. All activities will show all the section and activities regardless of the course or activity assignment status. And the completed activities will only show the activities that are in completed status. This feature helps to enhance and add the filters to mobile apps. So we can view all the activities at the same place. For example, if you have activities which are in progress and not completed, on which you have enrolled and you are working on it, so without searching for that activities in all the activities section or list, you can use the direct icon, which is things to finish, and complete the activities that are in pending state. Moving to the next feature, which is enhanced security for employee list of values and HR admin pages. The list of employees that appear in the employee filters in this performance admin page are now based on the HR specialist data security profile associated with the performance data security privilege. So in this page of performance document, employee, this is the filter that is added. The employee assignment detail displayed in the search result page already use the HR specialist data security profile associated with the performance data security privileges. The data security privilege applicable to each of the pages are as follows. These are the admin pages and these are the data security privilege, which you have to check whether it is enabled or not. If not, then you have to enable also. So now the performance pages are also secured. So the HR specialist can search only for the employees on this performance pages that they can have access to. So more security is given to your organization by using this feature. Let's move to the quick wins, which requires some configuration. Use learning record change events in HCM journey workflows. So from this release, now you can view the new HCM journeys integration and automate the creation of the task for employees when they are assigned or complete the learning. In this release, the learning record activation and the learning record completion events have been added to the HCM journeys event list. We can now define the journeys workflows that create the task for the employees based on these events occurring in OLC. The learning record activation event is raised by Oracle Learning Cloud when an assignment record is activated, and this occurs when the assignments are created or after the enrollment approval is enabled. The learning record completion event is raised by OLC when the assignment record is updated to completed status or is bypass completed or is in a not pass status. HCM journey workflows can be configured to watch these events, evaluate the event condition you define, and create the resulting task you have defined for the HCM journey. So here in the creating checklist, go to the actions and events tab, and in this configure events tab, click on the learning record activation. The conditions for this events allow you to control when the automation is triggered based on some following conditions, a learning record attributes, which are the attributes are assigned as assigner attribute type, assigner number, assigner substatus, assignment type, the learning item, and the learning item type. So using this checklist configuration and the conditions of the events, the business is enhanced and you can automate the creation of tasks for employees when they are assigned or complete the learning. Now let's move ahead with the opt-in features in which you have to enable some of the things for enabling the feature. Talent Performance Improvement Plan PIP event. Using this feature, we can now configure a performance improvement plan PIP event to trigger when an employee receives a low performance rating according to the configuration. So using the condition builder during the journey template setup to configure the conditions that include the talent attributes. When this condition is met, the journey is automatically triggered. To enable this feature, you have to go to the setup and maintenance checklist template task and enter the details of the checklist, and same as in the previous one, click on actions and events tab. In the configure events section, you can click on the add and configure attributes, then click on edit to display the condition builder and create a condition group by specifying the operator, operand type and operand value, and click on OK and save the checklist. So the business benefit of this feature will be the improvement should be done for the employees which are having the low performance. So employees having low performance are now, improvement should be done now. So the next feature is talent risk of loss event. So using this feature, we can now configure a risk of loss event to trigger when an employee receives a low performance rating according to your configuration. So use the condition builder during the journey template, which you have used for the journey setup, to configure the conditions that include the attributes. When the condition is met, the journey is automatically triggered. To enable the feature, follow the same steps. Go to the setup and maintenance, go to checklist templates task and create a checklist, enter the details, and in the actions and events tab, you can configure the events. Click on add and configure attributes for an event. Then click edit to display the condition builder. Create a condition group by specifying the operand, operator type and the operand value. Then click on OK and save the checklist. So using this feature, you can enhance your business by enhancing the journey experience by configuring the risk of loss journey to trigger when an employee risk of loss has been changed according to your configuration. Moving to the next feature, allow date responses for questions. We can now create questions that will enable participants to provide a date response from a date picker instead of a text box. So it is released from this release. So instead of a text box, now you can have a date picker field to fill the dates. In this response type, you can see the minimum value and maximum value. So when creating such questions, you can specify the minimum or maximum dates as well, or both, then that participants can provide in their response. For example, if you are expecting a candidate to join between 21st 7 to 21st 8, then you can use and set this date as the maximum and minimum value, and the candidate can allow and fill the date between these two dates. To create the questions, you have to go to setup and maintenance, then click on workforce development and go to the question library. Select the subscriber and create the question. But after creating the question, make sure that you include that question and your questionnaire and questionnaire template as well. Let us take an example to understand this feature better. So for example, you have any question in any page like what is your date of birth? Then using this feature, you can use the date picker field and select the dates of your birth. Moving to the next feature, talent review box assignment journey event. Using this feature, you can enhance your employee journey by including the talent review meeting box assignment change event. Select the object as box assignment in checklist, actions, and events. Let us consider a scenario where you want to configure a journey for the event that a member of the review population moves to the top talent box on the talent review dashboard. And you may want the manager to include the member in the particular talent pool and add some development goals for the member. Here in this checklist configuration, go to actions and events and click on the configuration events box assignment. And you also can add the task to your checklist and save and close your checklist. For configuring the box assignment, you can go to the checklist template and do the changes in the actions and events tab. You can select and click on the attribute as box assignment name, your operator as equal, the operator type as constant, and the operator value as top talent. So save and close this actions and events tab and add the task and then click on OK and save the checklist. Moving to the next feature, which is goal management trigger for journeys. From this release, as administrator, you can now include the goal management task as a part of employees' journeys. So when you create a journey, you can now include the goals and request feedback application task. Set the task, performance, and owners as workers or line managers as required in your organization for the goal management task. Employees can see their journey in the Me tab in the Journey section, and employees can also click on that journey to view that task as a part of their journey. Managers can view their assigned journeys on the My Team and go to the journeys, and then in the assigned journeys, they can view that. As administrator, you need to enable the unified sandboxes for journeys, and you also have to enable one profile option, which is Aura per journeys enabled. I repeat, Aura per journeys enabled. Moving to the next feature, which is evaluation type attribute in goal plan. So from this release, there is a new field, which is evaluation type added to the synchronized goal plan page. This evaluation type attribute synchronizes the performance goal in the goal management with those included in the performance documents. As we can see in this image, this is the synchronized goal plan page. Here in this, evaluation type is the new field that is added. When users create a performance document goal plans that have the same evaluation type as the predefined or defined in the performance template are automatically added as the evaluation topics. So you need to enable one profile option for enabling this feature, which is Aura HRA synchronized goals. I repeat, Aura HRA synchronized goals. Moving to the next feature, which is automate synchronized goals in performance documents. From this release, now you can view a consistent list of the performance goals in goal management and development goals in the career development in performance documents. Your administrator need to enable synchronization of goals and performance documents in the performance template. After your administrator enables this, synchronize the performance documents, which are automatically updated with any new goals that have been added through the goal management and the career development pages. We can also view the employee's goal plan and development goal plans from the evaluation topic in the performance document. So you need to enable some profile options for this feature, which is Aura HRA synchronized goals, then HRD career development responsive enable, then HRA performance document responsive enable, then HRA goal responsive enable. Moving to the next feature, which is automate LinkedIn and skillsoft catalog update. So from this release, using this feature, you can now automate the synchronization of LinkedIn or skillsoft courses so that your learners always have the latest updates that are published by the content providers. So this enhancement basically will minimize the time it takes for the learning administrators to maintain the learning catalog. So because you can now automate the importing of new courses, the updating of previously imported courses, or the retirement of courses depending on the changes that are published by your LinkedIn or skillsoft. So these options are configurable using the content provider in your learning page. These are the options available in your external provider LinkedIn Learning, which are automatically importing new assets to the learning catalog, automatically imported modified assets to the learning catalog, automatically retire assets from the learning catalog. You can select these options based on your requirement. To enable the automation for LinkedIn, edit the LinkedIn provider configuration, select the options that you want to enable, and you have to schedule the schedule process, which is called as load and synchronize external course data job. To enable the automation for skillsoft, follow the same step, edit the skillsoft provider configuration, select the options that you want to enable, and schedule the process, which is load and synchronize skillsoft course data. After scheduling this process, you are ready to go. Let us take an example to understand this feature better. So if there is a course or there is some course which is disabled or is not in use now or is updated on LinkedIn, or any update is updated on LinkedIn, then using this feature, your organization's course learners will also be updated by this update that is followed or that is provided by the LinkedIn or Skillsoft service provider. So this will enhance your business by notifying the learners also of the updates of LinkedIn and Skillsoft directly. Moving to the next feature, succession alerts on role changes effective date. So from this release, using this feature, you can now notify the plan owners about the incumbent and candidate role changes after they become effective. You need to enable the notify plan owners about candidates and incumbent assignment changes that are now effective. Schedule process for alerts to be sent to succession plan owners. Let us take an example to understand this feature better. So if in your organization, any HR specialist move the candidate to a different role or any line manager move it to a different role, then the owners of the succession plan will get notified. Moving to the next feature, which is succession readiness journey event. There are some events like a candidate reaches a particular readiness level or a candidate is marked as an interim successor. So you can configure a journey and assign this task for the managers for these two events. In the actions and events tab of your journey, you can add the succession readiness object, which has attributes as candidate readiness and the interim successor. And in the condition builder, you can configure your condition, which has selected the attribute as candidate readiness, the operator as equal, and the operand type as constant, and the operand value is ready now. And then click on OK. Configure the succession readiness events in the My Client group and in the checklist template task. To configure this, you can go to the Actions and Events tab and configure this using the condition builder. And if you want to add some tasks, then add the task as well and save and close your checklist. As administrator, you need to enable the unified sandboxes for journeys and enable the profile option, which is Aura per journey is enabled, which is also used for other features as well. Moving to the next feature, which is performance goal notification for the contextual notes. So from this release, notifications are generated to alert both the workers and managers when the notes are added or deleted from the employee's goal. So the employee will receive a notification when manager adds a note to the employee's goal or a manager deletes a note that they added from the employee's goal. And the manager will receive a notification when a team member adds a note to their goal and a team member deletes a note from their goal. The notifications will look like this when you add a note to your goal. So the notification will look like this when your manager added a note to your goal. So it will be look like a note is added to the performance goal. And it will look like this when your manager deleted a note from your goal, which says that a note is deleted from the performance goal. This feature improves the manager experience to keep a track on their subordinates, and users can also keep a track on their notes that are being added to their goals. So there are some REST features and HR optimization features also that is included in our presentation. But as time is not more, so we will I'll provide you the presentation and you can go through the REST features and the HR optimization features, and you can contact your program managers or project managers in case of any queries or doubts. So now we will come to innovation. So there is one new tool that has been added by Evosys, which is known as Glide tool. Let us understand what this Glide tool is. Glide is a tool which is used for data migration. It is used when large data needs to be migrated. So let's understand why we need a Glide tool. When there are large data migrations that needs to be done, then there are a lot of validations which are required, which increases the manual efforts of people. So using a Glide tool, you can easily migrate the data with minimum or less manual efforts. This tool will make the data migration and migration process easy than before. So this is the tool that Evosys has prepared for the data migration process. So to save more manual efforts and time, Evosys has developed this custom cloud application, which is a validated custom cloud application by Oracle, which will validate the data as per the Oracle structure before pushing this data into the Oracle cloud. It has different stages to validate and migrate the data. When we have a large amount of data to be pushed, they are automatically splitted into multiple batches so that it is handled better and there is no need of manual intervention from the user's side. You receive a very user-friendly message when any error occurs and it's segregated error record. So it will be easier for you to understand the errors that are occurring in this tool. It's more easy to deploy and connect with Oracle Cloud. It is highly secured with the encrypted password and role-based access. So it is very secure tool to migrate your data. No explicit hardware is required for this tool. Let us now understand how this Glide tool will work. So this Glide tool will work in 3 stages. The first stage is select object stage. The second stage is subject file, submit file, and the third stage is wait for the result stage. Let us understand these stages in brief. So basically, first you have to select the object from the Glide tool that you want to select and do a file transfer and validate that. Here is the screen that you'll see when opening the Glide application. From here, these are the objects from which you can select any object that you want, which can be a location, a department, a job, or a job family, job grade, etc. Then after selecting the object and validating it, the importing of that file will be done. So when importing, you do it in the following stages. The stages are, the first one is stage, then is transform, then you validate the data in the validate stage, and in the import, you can import the files, and in the reconcile is the last stage of importing of the file. After importing the data, then you will have to wait for the results to get displayed. And the result will be displayed on the final page. These are some benefits and the current status of this Glide tool app. So the first one is automation. It is an integrated process where there are a lot of validations, transformations, upload and reconciliations. This all are happening in one place in this tool. It's time saving because you can reduce the time in terms of manual data verification, incremental multiple iterations for transformations with ease can be done. Before we load, we will be able to understand the possible upload problems and issues also. Optimization is the third benefit of this slide tool. Optimization in terms of transforming the data at the middle layer rather than the source. So when transformation is happening, there is no change in the source data. It is only the change that is done in the middle layer. So once you validate and check what is the data in your app, then you can do that by importing the final report. And for the fourth benefit is assets, is that it will remove the manual intervention for the data verification and quality check. So that's all that we have done. We have covered the features. The REST features and the HR optimization features are included in this presentation. We will provide you the presentation so you can go through that features as well. Now handing over to Hardik for the closing part. Thank you, everyone.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for the continuous presence. So before we go to the next, I just would like to quickly ask you that by a very quick opinion poll, that did you find the content relevant to the topic? We'd like to hear from you on the scale, yes and no. So if you can please leave your feedback, it would be great help. If we have missed something or if there is any recommendation, feedback, please write it to us and we'll try our best to improve for the next time. Yeah, we'll close the survey and we'll share the result as well. Yeah. So thank you for that. So we've got a question here. So we've got a question. Kashbu, can you please take that up?
Yes, Hardik, can you please let me know the question?
Yep. I just don't have that. And can you please read that out for me?
Sure. So the question is asked by Ranjit, and the question is, how do you contextualize performance goal sub-processes?
Yeah, that's really an interesting question. So as this feature has not been updated and in the system, so we will have to check this in the system that how it is working. So once this feature will be uploaded in our system, I'll look upon it and we'll get back to you for sure.
Okay, so we've noted that. So we're just one more minute and we're done with the same. Just to keep you informed that we'll be sending you the thank you email along with this presentation on the features released in 21C, along with the recording of this session as well. We'll also send you the feedback from where you can let us know if we can improve, and we'll surely work on that. We'll be also sending you the test scripts to test the new features there. And meanwhile, if you have any question, you can reach out to our respective project managers, or you can also email us in business@evosysglobal.com, which is appear on the screen at the moment. Or if you need any other information, you can also catch your project manager respective. And also, if you want to pass the message, it would be great help that our upcoming sessions would be workforce management and global payroll, benefits and compensation, supply chain as well. They're coming today and tomorrow. So again, thank you very much, everybody, and for your presence again. Really appreciate for your time.